the person just have bad character. It's nothing to do with you. Things that we are used to change it will be difficult. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are seeing my pretty face for the first time, thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning to watch. I hope you find this interesting. I hope you find it worth your while. On this channel, I film content around my faith and my life here as an immigrant in Canada. If any of this sounds like what you might be interested in, you should hit the subscribe button. I forgot to mention that my name is Christy. You're welcome to the channel. And if you're returning to this post, thanks for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. So today I want to talk about this. Is going to be a vulnerable video, guys. That's how we do it here. We keep it real. And yeah, I want to talk about, like you can see in the title, confidence and why, confidence as a Black immigrant, and why it is very, very important in Canada or in any, diasporic country. Confidence, self-confidence. Oh my goodness. And the truth is, I used to think that I was self-confident. I used to think that, like, I could, face, and to an extent, I could. To an extent, I think, I find that I could, even in situations where some other people feel like, I don't want to, for example, somebody is trying to maybe film a video in public or something. I found like those things I was, so I feel like I think I was self-confident enough. I think my self-esteem was, was good, was all right, until I got into Canada and I got into the workplace. And that was when I think that was when my self-esteem started, suffering some, I started having some imposter syndrome. I started having, and I'll share with you some of the reasons I started having those issues, those blows to my self-esteem. It's situations like taking a call, for example, and you're having to repeat, oh my goodness, you're having to repeat the same thing in different ways, and the person you're talking to still says, I don't understand what you're saying. Can I speak with somebody else? Or you're even talking with your colleague, somebody like it that is right in front of you, and you're pronouncing some words, and the person is like, I don't get what you're saying. And you are trying to now maybe explain what you're trying to explain what you mean, and the person say, oh, you mean, oh my goodness. And you realize, oh, the reason the person could not understand what you're saying because the pronunciation you were giving the thing was wrong. And I know that sometimes you feel like, oh, we can just shake it off. We can just, okay, yeah, okay, that's the correct pronunciation. It's okay. And it does not even help that we grew up learning English, the British and what's the other one? We learned English, I think the American and the British way. So we have short, we have all those things, joined together. So some of our pronunciation, some of the things, for example, football, soccer, some of those things are things that the grammar we grew up with is what's, and you get here and some of those things are not the way those things are pronounced, or maybe it's just a whole lot of things. And sometimes you feel like those things don't affect you. Sometimes you feel like, what's the big deal? Okay, that's the correct word. Okay, you move on. But for somebody like me that can sometimes overthink things, realize that sometimes I didn't even know this was an issue. I didn't know this was affecting me until I realized that, maybe conversations is happening out, like just small talk. We call it visiting, when we, just leave work for a bit to just catch up on some things and then go back to work. Those few minutes of gisting with your colleague. And I realized that when people are gisting, I'm not eager to contribute. I'm not eager. I realized that I was holding back instead of, putting in my 2 cents, contributing to the conversation. Instead of contributing, I would rather just, I don't know if I'll say this thing now and it will not be correct. I didn't know I was having that until I was just asking myself, okay, this conversation they're having now, why are you not putting mouth? Because I can be, I can be like this person that wants to I want to gist with you. I want to get to know you. Maybe not as much as some people, but the basic or gist, do visiting, do small talks. It wasn't a problem for me. But I realized that it became a problem. I didn't want to contribute to conversations, especially if it's not my kind of people that are having that conversation. If it's somebody that I might say a word that is and I'm not sure of the pronunciation. And I just realized that because of my experiences with those different situations, different scenarios, I realized that I was not, yeah, easily contributing. I was not easily joining conversations when I was joining before, but I stopped joining. And because of that, sometimes uh, it may look like you're not smart if you're not joining conversations, if you're not, putting in your 2 cents, even if it's conversations around something as basic as banana bread in the office, something as basic as, coffee, something as basic as that, but you're holding back because you're trying to not say the wrong words. Now, I know some people don't care, but some people, some people like that are like me. Yeah, and I didn't know that I was intentionally holding back until I just thought of it that, come on, why am I not joining in this conversation? And I told myself the answer is, but now I go and say something and they now say that and it's not correct. And I realized that was not going to help me. I needed to find a way to ensure that, I need to contribute to conversations. I need to be, one of the things I said when I was getting this job was I'm a team player. How am I a team player if I am not, bonding with my team members on, off work conversations on, yeah. So I decided I needed to do something about it. And one of the things I started doing is join the conversation. Join the conversation. Yeah, joining the conversation does not mean that some of my words will still not be corrected. Well, at the end of the day, my children are correcting at the end of the day, my children are correcting some of my grammar. So it's okay. I realized I needed to start joining conversations and be shameless about taking corrections and not allow taking corrections get to me. And this could be because I think it's an attribute of, they say, choleric. We replay conversations. Yeah, I replay conversations in my head, and sometimes I'm like, I should have said this. And honestly, guys, sometimes I'm like, maybe I should go back to this person. Yeah, I am that person that overthinks conversations sometimes, replace conversation in my head. And I'm like, oh, but this is how I said it now. How is it wrong? I realized that for me to be able to build my confidence in relating with people, in, saying the things that I know how to say the way I know how to say it, if my grammar, if my pronunciation needs to be corrected, it's okay. It's a way for me to learn. It's a way for me to get better in my grammar. It's a way for me to get better in my whatever diction or something. I decided I was not going to allow those corrections get to me. And I also decided to, not use words that I'm not particularly sure of their pronunciations. Like if I'm not sure of how to pronounce something, if I'm not sure what it means, then I stay off and try to look for a synonym that would convey the same message. Which means that I needed to, read, ensure that my brain is always, catching up on more, more diction, more grammar to help in these conversations. I know it's a lot. I know it is, why do I why do I have to do all this just to hold a conversation? But this is where I am. This is where I've decided to live. This is where I've decided to, establish my life, establish my family. Like I said, my 2 year old, no, sorry, I don't have a 2 year old. Even my 4 year old is correcting my grammar. So I'll just see it as and the truth is that, guys, some of the things they correct it's not only one time. That one time they correct it, it does not mean that I'll not say it the same way again the next time. So how long am I going to shut my mouth for? So yes, like enjoying the conversation, however, like with you, however you want to, with your diction, with your join the conversations. And the truth is, I've seen people that and like are carefree about. In fact, if you correct them tomorrow, they'll still say the same thing they said yesterday. Is your business? Is you that know? So I realized that I needed to get to the point where um whether um somebody intentionally not hearing me, because that also happens. I will not I'll this is me, like I said, being vulnerable, being honest with you. Sometimes it intentionally happens that people say they don't understand you because they don't want to speak with you. That is a reality of the country. That is reality of our situation as immigrants. Sometimes some people are very, see, and I think I've met I'm sure I've met a lot more nice people than the mean people. So there will be some people that you want to that is not is sometimes it's not even how you speak. Sometimes it's not even that your diction is wrong. It's not even that your pronunciation is not correct. It's not even that your grammar is off. They just don't want to hear you the moment they hear the accent, most especially on the phone. Sometimes physically you see people's body language when you want to talk to them. There have been situations where you want to talk to somebody and they're like looking at you like you're not there. It happens. So you need to get. I've decided to get ahead of myself and just get out of my head. I don't know how to say that thing that I want to say. I decided to just not allow. Sometimes, like I said, it's the other person's bad character. The person just have bad character. It's nothing to do with you. Sometimes it's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with you. It's just that that person is lost. The person just have a bad attitude. I've decided not to allow other people's bad attitude to make me hold back from being self-confident. Make me hold back, or make me reduce my self-esteem. My self-esteem that was kakaraka before is beginning to look like is ebbing away gradually. So I've decided to grab it back, take it back. And I've realized, okay, if this person is intentionally being rude, it's okay. I move on with my life. That's your business. That is no, it's on you. It's not on me. And if actually, in actual fact, the person is actually not understanding me because of maybe my pronunciations, yeah, it's okay. If I'm able to get the correction to stick, it's all right. If I still make the same mistake the next time, and the person still needs to correct me, it's also fine. But I've decided to start I've started to get myself out of that cocoon of reducing self-esteem, because I need my self-confidence to move ahead. Especially as somebody that is in the customer, that is in the field of engaging with people, interacting with people. I am not in the field where I can walk without talking to people. My line of career requires I engage with people, that I interact with people. And I can't keep holding back to say, oh, because I don't want somebody to say, or because I don't want somebody to say. And I'm also making this video because, like I used to say in my videos, it could help somebody. If you're finding yourself like you're realizing that you're holding back on conversations, you're deciding not to talk to people because you don't want somebody correcting you. You don't want somebody, saying they don't understand what you're saying, or acting like you are the worst speaker. Your grammar is the worst in this world. If you are in that situation and you're holding back, I'm encouraging you to, allow your light to shine. Don't dim it. Don't cover it. Do not hide your light under a bushel. Is that how the scripture said it? Do not hide your light. Do not hide your candle under a bushel. Like, allow your light to shine. Allow your light to shine. It might not be comfortable if you are just getting the light to shine. You might have to stretch yourself, but allow your light to shine. Do not allow your self-esteem to reduce, or to be beaten down, or to be because you need that self-confidence to move ahead, to be successful. You need, you get what I mean? And I think it also helps to have friends outside your culture, that are outside your nationality, your culture, and all that. Some people will even say they cannot have friends that are, for example, I'm Yoruba, I'm from the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. Some people say they can only be friends with Yoruba people. Try. Don't be like that. It helps to have friends outside your nationality. The more you converse with those people, the more you are able to even find the self confidence, because when you converse with those people that are outside your nationality, you discover that, oh, some of these things that I said, I said, I discussed with this person, and we were able to hold the conversation, easily without issues. So if this person is saying they cannot hold a conversation with me, then it is not me, it is them. And I think I've also used that a couple of times to encourage myself. Like, how many phone calls have I received today? Why is this person that said they cannot hear me? It is not me that have the problem. It is them. And having those kind of things help you to know that, okay, because it could also help. It will also help to show whether you need to do something to yourself, whether you need to work on yourself or anything. But at the end of the day, the truth is, some of the accents, some of the things that we are used to change it will be difficult. But it's just like it will help you to know that, oh, I'm able to hold conversations. So if somebody is saying they can't hold conversations with me, then it's not me, you know. But if the only friends you have are people that you can only speak your local language with or something, if something like that happen, you might tend to doubt yourself to say, Abby, is it true? Really, really, is it hard to understand me? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say with that. And this is how I'll come to the end of this conversation. Let your light shine. Do not dim it for anybody. Don't dim it for nobody, Allow your self-confidence to shine through. Allow your light to shine. Do not allow your self-esteem to be, chipped away. Let it stand, kakraka gidigba. Okay? Thanks for watching. Until we see you in the next video, have a beautiful life. Bye, guys.